Hey everybody, I'm going to share with you today some of the best neighborhoods to raise a family in Louisville, Kentucky. Now this is per niche.com. I am not steering you to any neighborhood because by and large I always feel like it is related to your habits. You know, what do you like to do, your likes. Are you a person who likes the urban area or do you like the rural area? But these have been identified by niche.com as good neighborhoods for families. So starting off with the first one would be Indian Hills. Indian Hills, I like Indian Hills because it is right off the expressway of 71. It's not far. I mean, literally, I'd say 2-3 minutes off. Yet you don't hear a lot of noise, and a lot of the houses are single story homes, well built. It's an established neighborhood. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with you and then zoom in so you can see those neighborhoods. Okay. All right. So give me a second. I'm going to share my screen. And okay. Here we go. All right. As you know, if you've watched my videos before, I always start showing you where the epicenter is, and that is, the downtown Louisville. And as you can see, most of the time when I'm referring you to certain neighborhoods, it is to the east because we are bounded by the river to the west. So if this is downtown, we only have this small area here that would be to the west. And then, of course, we can always go south. You can't go north because we have the river. So when I say northeast, it's because we're going to head up this way, basically up the river, if you want to say it like that. So, and then Louisville and Jefferson County have merged some years ago. So we are dealing with, when we say Louisville, that we are talking about what is Jefferson County proper. Okay. So having said all that, here's downtown Louisville. And I'm going to go ahead and zoom in. And as you can see, this is Highway 71 coming out of Louisville downtown. All right. And then you get to like Zorn Avenue right here. Okay. And there's an exit, as you can see probably on here. There's an exit right there. And so when you get off on Zorn and get on to 42, let me see if I get my bearings here. And it might be easier for me to zoom back out because I might have zoomed in too far. Okay. Let me do this. Let me do Indian Hills, Kentucky. There we go. So it can zoom in for me. Okay. All right. So Indian Hills is off of Riverside Expressway right here. This is 71, like I said. So I would have come down a little further. And it is bounded by, you see these red lines, okay? And then Brownsboro Road is here, and then it's basically off of Brownsboro Road. And then we got Blankenbaker Lane. So it's all these houses in here, okay? You see, pretty coveted. When stuff comes up, it usually gets sold pretty quickly. And so let me dive in, go right into it for you so you can see what this neighborhood looks like. And here we are. Technology is just amazing to me. Okay. All right, here we go. We are on West Wind Road. And oh Lord have mercy, what am I doing, huh? Doesn't like me right now. All right. So you can see a lot of trees. Again, like I mentioned, single story home. Now you would have these power lines there, but kind of a small price to pay for it. Now you see there's your fire hydrant, and that's how your insurance is determined. So here we got a house right off of this West Wind. A lot of privacy here, kind of neat. Got some guys cutting some trees or some lawns. Oh, sorry, I think I've actually been to this house. So, you're not really visible from the street, which is nice. You have some good privacy on, some of these. Let's see, come down here a little further. And again, you see you got a single story, you got a couple garages, a lot of yard in these neighborhoods. So they're not your typical quarter acre like you'll see in, some neighborhoods. So this one's neat, it's kind of up. So even though you're near the river, I would think, now I didn't pull, flood map FEMA on this, but I would think you wouldn't have much issue, but it's kind of neat as you have the driveway there. All right, so let's continue on. This is kind of freaky, isn't it? The way it's zooming. I've never had it look like this before. All right. So let's see what's going on down here. It looks like we do have, maybe, is that a 2-story? Yeah, I think that's a 2-story. But as you can see, most of them have been single stories. So you will have, yeah, here we got partial 1-story and then a 2-story there. So you will have a lot of older people here too. So people that just don't want to have all the stairs, And let's see. Let's move down and then we'll go to another subdivision. But I just want to show you, this is pretty typical of this subdivision. This street tends to be a little more sparsely populated than some of the other ones, but they're not overly populated in those other streets either. So I wonder if I should zoom back out. That's crazy how that's doing that. All right, let me see if I can find a different street in Indian Hills for us. Warrior Road, let's do that. So as you can see, these are a little slightly closer, but not terribly close. Still good sized lots. This is a 2-story, so you can see this one. Something going on there. I don't know what they're doing, but pretty big property there. And like this one is a 2-story. So we do have some 2-stories, but really I think it's probably more, probably 60, if I had to guess, percent 1-story versus 2-story. So, all right. So moving on to my number 2, best family subdivisions or neighborhoods in Louisville would be Bonnie Castle. So let's pull them up and go to Bonnie Castle and show you. Now that is going to be more in a busier area of town, kind of off the highlands. And let me zoom in. Bonnie Castle. Okay, see, it's kind of in the it's little more densely populated. Let me go right on to some of these streets here. We're right on Bonnie Castle Avenue, and Bonnie Castle does run off Bardstown Road, which is a pretty busy road, but very popular area. So you can see the density is a lot more. We're going to have a lot more 2-stories. We even have some high rises over here, which we consider high rises now. I know people from New York probably wouldn't, but they're more than 3 stories. Let's say that. So here we go. See. And so you'll have a little bit of mixed use also. You'll have businesses every now and again. But this is really a nice area because you can get to Bardstown Road and all of the amenities. Bardstown Road is a really fun place. So you'll have a lot of eclectic things, a lot of restaurants, businesses. But yet even here, you're really close to parks. You can see there's still a lot of foliage, even though it's a pretty densely populated area. We're catching everybody with their grass cutting. See, now that's gorgeous. I think I've been in this house. I think we moved this guy out of this house. So you can see a lot of the, it's affluent. So you have a lot of the people that are doing services. Now this is really more, I guess it's a 1.5 stories probably, if you want to call it that. Now this is a bit of a different construction, not typical for the area. With those windows like that. And so I just wanted to let you see that one. Construction is very good. I would say high quality construction in these houses. Let's go on and see if we can see these. See, these are well-made homes in the Bonnie Castle neighborhood. All right, so let's move on to my number 3. And that would be Butchertown. So this would be, in my opinion, a little bit younger, kind of hip family, maybe new family. Let me get them pulled up. Butchertown, just to make it faster so you're not waiting for me to be zooming in all over the place. All right, so Butchertown is going to be let me zoom back out real quick. You can see this is downtown, right? So this is going to be just east, barely northeast of downtown. Okay, so we have parks, like this is an extreme park, skateboarding and all that. We got Louisville Slugger Field here. Um, let's see, Thomas Edison's house. So there's a lot of businesses and history here. We got Copper and Kings here. Let's see, Work the Metal. A lot of cool businesses. 1020 Craft Brewery. Let's see, some copper and brass works places. So let's zoom in now that we've kind of seen where we're looking. You know, it kind of, let's see, we got East Main here, we got Melwood here as perimeters over here. You're kind of using the expressways and the Spaghetti Junction mess as a perimeter here. And it takes it all the way down to the river and the Big Four lawn, the adventure playgrounds, the rowing club, and then cuts it off up over here. Okay, so there's a marina, a park. There's a park on each side of the road there, actually, in River Road. We got Botanical Gardens, which is gorgeous. My niece got married there. So let's zoom in so we can see what do some of the houses look like. Now they're going to be smaller in size. You'll see lots of shotgun, some camelbacks, and right away here's, see, I told you, let's can we go down this street? It says do not enter. Well, let me enter if I'm just on the internet. It will. Okay, so we're going backwards, but as you can see, these are 1-story shotgun type houses. But this has definitely been revitalized in the last 20 years, and really probably even more so in the last 10 years. But they've built this up. So these price points are probably in the probably 150 to 250 price range. They're going to be probably 1,300 square feet on average. And let's see. Now, see, you do have something with stairs here. This is multi-story. It's like two and a half stories there. Let's see, moving down here. And then you got a business. So it is mixed. Let's see, go on down Quincy Street here. Adams Street, excuse me. See, now, even though the homes are older and you know, diverse in their structure, they're well maintained or have been updated. So so it's not like it's a bunch of dilapidated houses, but it's kind of a fun area. Definitely a younger vibe in this area. So if, you know, families just starting out, 1 kid, 2 kids maybe, and, you know, still taking a small footprint for a home in their use. All right, so let's move on to number 4, and it will be Crescent Hill. So similar, but the houses will be a little bigger. So let me do Crescent Hill. Bear with me, I'm doing my best here. Okay, all right. Okay, so Crescent Hill is a little bit different. You will have some hilly areas, some mixed use on the perimeters mostly. All right, and so let me zoom in. Okay, so I guess first we'll go use, what is this, 42 right there is the, yeah, Brownsboro Road. 42 is on this end, on the north end. Okay, and then we have Lexington Road on the south end, okay, of this space. That Cannons Lane is one of the perimeters. Are they using a street as a perimeter here? Not necessarily. A little bit of Grinstead right there, and coming over and along Lexington Road, they take it all the way to what street? Cannons Lane over there. Okay, so this is going to be kind of different from one end to the next, honestly, just because of the, I think, the size of the lots. However, it's by and large going to be similar. They're going to be mostly larger houses. Density is going to be pretty dense. It's going to be older, see, older trees, older established houses. All right, so again, this is Crescent Hill area. So we have power lines above ground. You can see a lot of 2-story here versus we didn't really have any 2-story in Butchertown. It was all pretty much single story. All right, so like I said, more than 1 story. I see you got some stone, you have some brick, you're gonna have some siding. See, here's stone. Let's see, what are we looking at? That's stone. Here, this up on the hill. Now that looks like a 1.5 stories, and that looks like frame. And let's see, what do we got? Let's what is this road here? Okay, Grinstead. So which is kind of a neat spot. Grinstead is a different little area in and of itself. You will find lots of businesses also on Grinstead on parts of it, but there's like little parts of the hill where there'll be a door in the side of a hill, stuff like that. See a 2-story there with actually looks like maybe a 3rd story up there or a patio type thing up there. So it's going to be, nothing is going to be exactly the same. It's not like every house is going to be the same in this neighborhood. It is an older established neighborhood. You can see you got some, looks like condos here. And they change them based on, they got their pool stuff out. So this is summertime, looks like. And let's see. Oh yeah, so yeah, you will have more apartments, I forgot, and condos in this area, a few more, okay? So as we go down Grinstead, I think we should eventually get to like Louisville Collegiate School is in this area. So more condos. Again, you'll have a younger vibe in this area. And then you'll have there are some buildings that have like a little bit older people as they're downsizing. So, all right, moving on to my number 5 is going to be Cherokee Gardens. Cherokee Gardens is going to be and the price point of Crescent Hill is probably between 2 and 3. Okay, right now. Now, Cherokee Gardens is going to be more. Okay, so bear with me. Cherokee Gardens. All right. Okey-doke. Now, you see where we're at. We have 64 as one of our boundaries. And then we are over here. I don't even know what that road is. Danes Hall Road, Beals Branch Road. Okay. Cutting that boundary. Let's see. Briar Hill. And then what is that? 60 Lexington Road. Okay. So that's our boundary. Again, this is going to be east. Let me zoom right back out real far so you can see to the left, is our downtown. So we're moving in. Let's get off that. You got Sacred Heart Schools over here. Is it just outside our boundary though? And Collegiate School should be somewhere over here as well. Maybe more down here. But so as I zoom in, you're gonna have some businesses. Those are gonna be on some of the bigger drags, streets. Okay, but not too much in this necessarily in here because it is an established neighborhood and the price point is just too high, really. So let me see if I can get in for you. Let's see, let me get on the street. Fairfields. All right, so here is Cherokee Gardens. This is Fairfield Avenue. So it looks like we got a 2-story frame there. This looks brick, 2-story brick. Of course, well-maintained yards in this area. A lot of stone and brick in this area as well. Established trees, but I don't see a ton of power lines either. So it's like you got a 2-story here. These are going to be higher. These are going to be between $300,000 and $500,000, just depending on the house and what part of Cherokee Gardens. Let's see here. We'll follow this street here. Now that one, it looks like a 1-story. Looks like this is in the fall because we have some leaves down. Let's see. Let's do a turn. This is Primrose Way. Let's go down here. Now, so you got a 2-story there. You have, see all your service people here. It's always how you know you're in the more expensive subdivisions. 2-story here, big yards, really big yards. So obviously this would be great for a family that can afford it. These are going to be bigger homes. Probably 3 and 4 bedroom by and large, with a lot of flex space or basements, finished basements, things like that. So say these just really beautiful yards, beautiful, not a lot of power lines. As you can see, we're still a lot of underground stuff here. So all right, so moving on to my number, see, we're at 6, we're gonna go to Deer Park. And I like Deer Park because it's right off of It's right off, again, off Bardstown Road, which is it's just such a popular place, Bardstown Road. So we're going Deer Park. All right. So, all right, Deer Park, a pretty big area, but you can see it's off the Highlands. All right. We're going to be bounded by, I'm sure Bardstown Road is probably in here somewhere. Eastern Parkway, yeah, okay, Eastern Parkway there. What is over here? Yeah, Bardstown Road, like I said, it was going to be. And then on the south side, Douglas Boulevard. Okay, yeah, I lived on Douglas, Richmond, and then Newburgh Road. Okay, so not going to be a ton of businesses, a few restaurants here and there, as you can see, like coffee, an Irish grill. So not a lot of businesses, but definitely a lot of houses. Pretty dense, as you can see already, pretty dense population. The houses are mostly going to be pretty large, larger than, 1,800 square feet most of the time. Traditional styles, similar styles. You won't have a lot of variety. You'll have a little bit. But as you can see, this house here, I'm going to guess is probably 1,600 square feet. They're going to, this one is actually a 2-story. This one looks like a story and a half. Let's see, we got a 1-story or story and a half here. Speed Avenue, it's kind of a little weird street. I picked the wrong. It's a very weird street. It's narrow, and going down it when there's traffic sucks. So let me see if I can get to, okay, what is this? Nora's Place. I go down this. My daughter went to Louisville Collegiate School, and so I was over here a lot. You got some businesses when you get to some of these bigger intersections. But let me just take you down Nora's a few, like I think that's a business, but you got house, that was for rent. It's a rental property. House, business. So as you can see, they're bigger houses. Some are 2-story. Some, if you go down like on Deer Park Road, I think, is going to be bigger 2 stories, or they're higher up off the ground. So it's kind of weird. You'll have to go up 4 or 5 steps, concrete steps, to get into the home. There's like a whole block of those coming up. So a lot more dense, a lot more traffic when you get into this area, but you're close to everything, you are 2 or 3 minutes from Kroger's, which is the main grocery store here. You are going to be 2 or 3 minutes from just about everything. Here's a little restaurant. We went there once. Let's see. There's a lot of places to eat in Louisville, so you don't have to worry about that. But just kind of giving you an idea of what you're working with. If you're people that are kind of eclectic, like to be in the middle of stuff, like this area. So, and it's a good place to raise kids because you're close to a bunch of schools. Atherton High School, which is one of the public schools, is there. Louisville Collegiate School is not far. Sacred Heart is not far. Assumption High School is not far. So, all right, moving on to my last one. It's gonna be my last one. We're gonna do Tyler Park. And again, a kind of a quirky little neighborhood. All right, Tyler Park. I love these little quirky neighborhoods. All right, so you can see the boundaries here again. So we got Bardstown Road here to our northeast. We have, was it Barrett here? And let's see. Castlewood is right there. South Fork, Beargrass Creek. Okay, so now you see a lot more trees. Okay, because obviously it's Tyler Park, right? So let's dig in and see what we're gonna see. And let's go on Castlewood Avenue. That's a big there's a park in here that you can go to that's really nice. My friend got married in it. So let's zoom in and see what we're working with. And you're probably between 2 and 350 in this area, I think, right about now. Let's see here. Again, not far from Bardstown Road, like we keep talking about. See, park, boom. The zoo is up here, not far. You can get to the zoo. You can get to the underground mega caverns. I'm driving off the road. So, okay, yeah. And if we go to the right up a little bit, we're going to be back to where we just were in Deer Park. So see, there's some tennis courts here. Let's go down. I'm trying to get you to a house here. Sorry about that. This is Baxter. Baxter's a pretty busy little street, so avenue. Let me get you to a house. Okay, so see, you got some different types of homes, you know, garage up underneath it. Like I said, kind of eclectic. You see, you got trees that you don't see other places in town. See homes right on the street, practically. Let's see what went down. But it's a fun little neighborhood if you were so inclined. And see that you'll have a lot of parking in the alleys. I'm not a big fan of that, but you see the cobblestone or the brick alleys. That's type of stuff that's over this way. Okay. But it's great because you're close again to the schools that I mentioned earlier, Collegiate, Assumption, Atherton, but yet, and the grocery store, the homes are big enough to have a family in. The price points are still somewhat affordable, and you can get to everything. So hopefully I helped you out today. And if I didn't ask already, if you could please like, share, and comment, and subscribe to my page, I would appreciate it. Ooh, let me stop sharing my screen so you can see me talking to you. And I would appreciate it. My name is Margaret Weathers. I'm the Coldwell Banker McMahon. My number is 502-664-9971. Again, 502-664-9971. If you're looking to, you know, live, work, or play in the Louisville area, I would love to be the agent that helps you find your way around here. Take care of each other and talk to you next time. Bye-bye.